If you want all of Apple's latest technologies, but you can't see yourself paying $1,000 plus for the iPhone XS or XS Max, I'm confident that after our conversation, you're going to want to buy an iPhone XR. I know this because after spending 30 days with the iPhone XR, I have 5 compelling reasons why this is the best iPhone for the majority of people, because it offers a perfect balance of price and performance. Let's get started. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike from Tech247.tv, bringing you the best in unboxing and product reviews to help you make informed buying decisions. Here on this channel, we do the analysis of the various bits and bytes that transcend technology only to find its way into your pocket. So if you are into technology products and you like product reviews, you should consider subscribing because we do this every week and I think you're going to like it. First time this year, Apple is delivering all of its core technologies that normally differentiates the higher cost, more expensive iPhone to the iPhone XR, and by extension is make those technologies more broadly available in a lower cost device. That means if you are upgrading from an iPhone 6, 7, 8, or even possibly switching from Android, the iPhone XR has all the necessary ingredients to deliver the perfect balance of price and performance tied together by user experience. It all starts with the design, and the iPhone XR features an all-glass enclosure that is sandwiching together Apple's 7000 series grade aluminum. This is available in 6 different finishes, and really this is kind of one of the best features, in my opinion, of the device. All of those colors look very vivid. The depth and the luminance of the colors is just great. They wear well. After a series of time, the colors just still look great. Now that front glass is supposed to be stronger than the iPhone X, but not as strong as the iPhone XS. And all that said, I'm still the person who went ahead and bought a screen protector even though I have AppleCare. Part of that design is the 6.1-inch LCD, which Apple is calling the Liquid Retina display. This is wrapped together in bezels that are not quite as thin as the iPhone XS, but not as bothersome where you would actually notice it on a day-to-day basis. If you don't have the phones side by side, it really kind of goes unnoticeable. For those of you who are concerned that the iPhone XR doesn't have a 1080p display, you can rest assured that the Liquid Retina display looks great whether you're browsing the web, viewing videos, or playing a game. It doesn't matter the viewing angle that you're using the phone from, head on or from the side, it just looks great. What this means is that video content, whether you're downloading it from iTunes, whether you're streaming it from YouTube, it's really just gonna look good, right? There's really not a significant difference in the color reproduction of the iPhone XR and the iPhone XS. Both look really good. You are gonna get deeper blacks, all right, on the iPhone XS. But again, this is really only noticeable if you have both devices side by side or if you're a pixel peeper. And if you don't know what a pixel peeper is, don't worry, it doesn't matter because you're not one. If you're upgrading from the iPhone 6s, you should know that the iPhone XR doesn't have 3D touch. In its place, you'll find haptic touch, which as of this video is not quite system-wide. You'll find it on the lock screen, on the camera icon, and on the flashlight icon. You'll find it in Control Center on some of the different apps that are available in there. It is said to be being more widely available soon, but there is no commitment on time frame. Your device is secured by the second generation of true depth sensors found on the top of the device, along with machine learning algorithms to unlock your device in an instant, use Apple Pay in stores, and secure your login credentials for apps and websites. If you're clinging to your iPhone because it has Touch ID, let me ease your anxiousness because Face ID is like Disney magic. It removes the friction to such a high degree of having to remember your password, your logins, not knowing where things are stored. Is it, password 123? And just, it really just makes things work. It is great. Face ID is enabled by the array of cameras found in the notch, which includes a 7 megapixel sensor for portrait photos and all of the photo effects. Gone is the skin smoothing of iOS 12, and in its place you'll find a more realistic, more natural looking photo in iOS 12.1. Then there's the added enjoyment of sending Memoji and Animoji to all of your friends and family via FaceTime and iMessage. I've loved this feature ever since it was released, and what can I say? I probably overuse it. New this year is the singular 12 megapixel wide angle sensor found on the back of the device, enabling portrait mode. Different from previous years is the implementation details, which have Apple using the neural engine from the iPhone XS and XS Max to achieve the depth of field effects using a single lens. In real world terms, you are going to get better low light performance from this camera because it is a larger aperture, and you are going to capture more of the background because it's a wider angle lens. But what this does mean, since there is no telephoto lens, is that you might need to go ahead and walk closer to your subject when snapping a photo if they're too far away. Unlike the XS and XS Max, portrait mode is only available for people, which means your dogs and your donuts don't get the benefit from the bokeh. That's not to say it's unmanageable, because you can download the Halide app from the App Store, which will allow you to do depth effects on people, pastries, and pets alike. Then there's video recording. Hands down, the iPhone has the best video recording capabilities of any smartphone on the market. No matter if it's 4K 60, 4K 30, 4K 24, it's going to be buttery smooth. My favorite's 4K 30 because it will dynamically adjust the shutter speed to compensate for low light conditions. You're going to find the A12 Bionic chip and the neural engine at the very core, no pun intended, of the camera system, managing everything from portrait effects, face tagging, to auto HDR. In every sense of the word, Apple has an integrated system of silicon, hardware, and software working seamlessly together to produce photos and videos that are not only highly pleasing to the photographer, but objectively look great. The device starts at $749 for 64 gigs, ladders up from there to 128 gigs for $799, followed by 256 gigs for $899. I think the best deal is going to be the 128 gig version for $799. This is going to fit the majority of people who upgrade the device every 2 to 3 years. It's going to give you the flexibility to store a significant number of apps, photos, and video, and not need to worry about upgrading your device earlier because you hit that storage threshold. Plus, if you're someone who participates in carrier financing or even the Apple Upgrade program, the difference between a 64 gig device and 128 gigs is about $2 a month. If you plan on keeping this device longer than the 2 years, we say 3 or 4 years, it's going to cost you somewhere between $1 per month per year for the 48 months. And if you're upgrading from an older iPhone, Apple just announced an incentive program to give you extra cash on your trade-in, bringing the total cost of your iPhone XR even down further. And who doesn't like saving money? And that's the entire point of the conversation, right? You want to right-size your purchase so that you are not overpaying for products and services. In my opinion, Apple has carefully calculated 85% of the features from the higher tier iPhone and delivered them in the iPhone XR, which is 25% cheaper than the alternative. This is not including any incentive plan or any additional incentive plan from Apple to lower that cost even further. So if you have an iPhone 7 Plus, which is eligible for up to $250 cash back towards the price of your device, if you purchase that iPhone XR, which is 128 gigs for $799, that means you're going to end up paying $550 for a brand new phone. If you put that into carrier financing or the Apple Upgrade program, you're going to pay roughly $22 over the course of 24 months. So let me know in the comments below if the iPhone XR is in your future. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and link my iPad buyer's guide right over here to my left, your right. Hit like, hit subscribe, and consider sharing this video with someone if you found it useful. We'll talk to you in the next one.